wabarakatuh. Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Diva Wandari, student majoring in Public Administration, Universitas Lampung 2019. Okay, in this occasion, I will present a public administration issue. Let's just go to the explanation. Check it out. Okay, in principle, the implementation of public service is aimed at the community. It is natural that every individual needs a service. Service to the community has become the main objective in carrying out public administration. In Indonesia, certainly the implementation of public service is becoming an increasingly contrasting policy issue because public service improvement tend to be difficult to develop into a better direction, while the need for service is getting wider and increasingly needed in various sectors of public life. The public always demand quality public service from the bureaucrat, even though these demands are often not in accordance with the desired expectation. In Law Number 25 of 2009 concerning public service, it is stated that the definition of public service is an activities or a series of activities in the context of meeting service need in accordance with statutory regulation for every citizen and resident for goods, service and or administrative service provided by public service providers. Basically, public service involves a very broad aspect of life. Various public reform movements experienced in various countries will need to improve the quality of public service provided by the government. An example is the emergence of a new public service paradigm. This paradigm provides a view related to service, namely that public administration must serve as citizen and customer, prioritize public interest, and serve rather than control. The theoretical basis of the ideal public service according to the new public service paradigm is that public service must be responsive to the various interests and value of the existing public. The government's task is to negotiate and elaborate on the interests of citizens and community groups. Tracing the problems of public service in Indonesia, for example, public service in the administrative sector in urban village office are still poor in several aspects. If we pay attention to various problems in various of public service in Indonesia, the main focus of public service today is related to improving the quality of public service themselves. In terms of the implementation pattern, public service in Indonesia still have various weaknesses, including 1. Less responsive, 2. Less informative, 3. Less accessible, 4. Less coordinate, 5. Bureaucratic, 6. Less one-to-hear complaint, and 7. Innovations. Before the next explain, let's watch this one video. Check it out.
Pak, saya mau setelnya nih. Situ.
Posisi dari sekarang gitu. Situ.
Udah kayak tiduran.
Udah.
Iya, tidak ada. Oke. Bentar. Nomor 9. Saya bantu. Saya mau setelnya nih, Mbak. Nomornya. Baik, ini ada formnya, tulis sendiri, ada nomornya. Makasih ya. Mbak udah. Oke, uangnya mana? Bentar ya Mbak. Mbak? Ada sedih dulu. Oke, terima kasih. Silakan duduk.
From the video, it is clear that public administration problem in inaccurate public service. The problem of public administration were very clear. In terms of human resources, the main weaknesses are related to professionalism, competence, empathy, and ethnic possessed by bureaucrats. Apart from that, there are several points that assess that the weakness of human resources of government officials in providing service is caused by a low and inappropriate compensation system. Other weakness in the implementation of public service can be seen from the institutional side. The main weakness lies in the design of organization that is not specifically designed in the context of providing service to the community, full of hierarchy to make service convoluted, bureaucrat, and uncoordinated. The tendency to carry out to function simultaneously the regulatory function and administration function is still heavily carried out by the government, which also causes public service to be inefficient. Performance is the work result in quality and quantity achieved by an employee in carrying out his studies according to the responsibilities assigned to him. To achieve a good performance from employees, the most important element to pay attention to is human resources. If an organizational plan is neatly arranged but the individual who carry out the plan are not qualified and do not have high moral, the planning that has been prepared will be fine. Thus, in principle, human behavior is very influential on activities and results in an organization. The behavioral approach in an organization is used as an approach to understanding the human dimension in organization. As in the case of poor public service, this is associated with personality problem or leadership attitude from manager. On the other hand, the leadership behavior of a leader will determine and influence the organization. On the other hand, the organizational environment also has a very little correlation to the personality of each employee. Personality is meant here is the fulfillment of the needs of each employee, ranging from psychological needs, security, social, and appreciation. When examined from several views and efforts to address problems related to the implementation of public service in Indonesia in accordance with the development of science and technology, advance in public knowledge, and change in a more democratic political climate, the relevant public administration perspective can be applied in the perspective of the new public service and government. New public service as the new use paradigm of public administration put public service as the main activities of public administrator. The use of the new public service perspective in overcoming public service problem in Indonesia is also in accordance with the basic stage of Pancasila, especially in the 4 and 5%, which emphasizes deliberation. In this case, there is an agreement between the government as a service provider and citizen and service recipient. In order for the interests of the citizen to be evenly distributed, a medium meeting between the government and citizen is needed so that all the interests of the citizen of society can be accommodated. The perspective of the new public service paradigm is considered to be the most appropriate for the current condition of overcoming public service problem in Indonesia today. This fact is supported by a more democratic political situation and the openness of the government. In addition, efforts should also be made to address these public problems such as 1. It is necessary to carry out training concerning matters relating to a sense of responsibility for tasks in their respective field. 2. There needs to be high awareness of the official in the public service office. 3. It is necessary to provide an understanding of who is responsible. From various approaches, the paradigm relate to public service that are constantly changing to adaptation to the development of the needs of the people in a country. This shift aims to create a framework for implementation public service that is better, more efficient, responsive, and oriented to the interests of the community. Okay, thank you so much material that I can convey. See you. Bye-bye.